intrigued.
You created a monster, now you want us to kill it.
Be seduced.
Hey! She's here!
Be warned.
Oh, God.
Species, rated R. Now playing.
Good morning. Coffee?
Good morning, baby.
It will lift up your spirits. Poltergeist 2. Sunday morning movie, Poltergeist 2. This Sunday at 10:35 Eastern. Wake up to TBS.
The following is a presentation of Turner Sports.
There are several reasons why the Braves have won 7 straight and have a 2-game lead in the National League East. First, outstanding pitching. Then, clutch hitting. Solid defense. And smart base running. And then, the unexpected. Pretty deep to left field. Back goes Bonds. This ball's gone. Home run, Mike Mordecai.
Smile, Mike. It's all right anyway.
He did it! Every year! From worst to first. Braves win! Braves win! And the celebration begin again. He punched a no-hitter. Hello again, everybody. Along with Don Sutton, Skip Caray, welcoming you to another night of Atlanta Braves baseball. The Braves go for their 8th in a row tonight. Middle game of a 3-game series against the San Francisco Giants. Our microphones are all fixed, and we're ready to go here tonight. Steve Avery will be on the mound for Atlanta. The left-hander has pitched well his last couple times out, and a veteran right-hander, Mark Portugal, will do the work for the Giants. You know, a lot of heroes, a lot of big, high-profile names on this team. Maddox and Avery and Smoltz and Glavine and McGriff and Justice and Chipper Jones, so on and so forth, and they're all fine. But one little guy you never hear about has sort of snuck into the lineup and done a heck of a job, hasn't he?
That's Rafael Belliard. Normally, when you build a ball club that's going to win and you have a guy like Mark Lemke go down, you start worrying. Here's what's happened since Belliard has had to replace Lemke. The Braves have gone 10-2. Belliard has hit .250. You see what he's hitting with men in scoring position. No errors. By the way, only 1 error at second base all year long. But not only no errors, how about some spectacular defensive plays like this one off the bat of Mike Piazza? Another good play against the Dodgers. Belliard, you absolutely lose nothing defensively when he comes in there. I don't think it's any accident that the Braves starting pitching and the Braves pitching in general has been better since he's been in there.
Talk about benches, boy. Here's a guy who's really helped ours. And back with the starting lineups. Then the play-by-play story on tonight's game right after this.
Beautiful night for baseball here in Atlanta. Glad you're with us. Game 2 of the series against the Giants. Manny, Mo, and Jack. That's the Pep Boys. Happy to bring you tonight's starting lineup. For the Giants, Darren Lewis to lead it off. He's the center fielder, Royce Clayton. At shortstop, Barry Bonds will play in left field, bat third. The cleanup hitter, Mark Carrion, Glenn Allen Hill to follow. Robbie Thompson will hit 6th. It's the catcher, Kurt Manwaring, batting 7th. Mike Benjamin will bat 8th and play 3rd, and Mark Portugal, the right-handed pitcher, will complete the batting order for the Giants. Defensively, it looks like this. Klesko in left, Grissom in center, Justice in right. Jones, Blauser, Belliard, and McGriff make up the infield. Charlie O'Brien gets the start tonight. And on the mound, left-hander Steve Avery. You see Avery's numbers there. This will be start number 14. He is averaging about 6 innings a start. A good strikeout to walk ratio, but Steve would like to cut down on the hits. This is a pretty tough lineup for him. Clayton and Carrion have both handled him well, but Bonds will be a good test tonight. You see what he's done against left-handed hitters his last 43 starts. He has dominated them. We'll give you the umpires as the game progresses, but right now it's time for Skip to take over and do the play-by-play.
Well, thank you very much, Don.
You're welcome.
I'm glad to hear it. Darren Lewis will lead it off. Lewis hitting .246. He is 4 out of 26 in his career against Steve Avery. And we're ready to go. Billy Hahn, the plate umpire. Bob Davidson. Reeker and Ripley around the bases. The pitch. A strike on the outside corner, and we're underway. Hahn launched Bobby Cox last night, which always adds a little spice to the next night's meeting. Line into the corner. That's a double. Runner at second. Nobody out. And Royce Clayton will be the batter. Clayton hitting .253. Let's look at it again.
Avery's gone to his curveball more in his last few outings. It's been a crisp, sharp one. Sometimes he has a little problem getting it going early in the ballgame. That was a roller. Just happened to stay in the middle of the strike zone. It's been his best the last 2 outings, though. I've seen Avery's curveball.
Clayton 9 out of 20 with a home run against Avery. Steve Avery 0-1. Giants 17 and 14 at home, 16 and 20 on the road. Very close to a sellout here tonight. And as the fans file in, those fun-loving guys at the Department of Transportation are already plotting
how to help me have a 1.5-hour gray line tour on.
Louse up the fans' evening after the game. 0-1 the count. Fly ball foul to right, 0-2.
Put it this way, I've been working here, 7 years, and have been coming in here since '66. I saw parts of Atlanta last night I have never seen before.
It was a little rough. I know that they have to get ready for the Olympics, and we all look forward to that, but do they have to do it when 40 or 50,000 people are leaving a downtown location? I guess they do. Either that or their arrogance about the people who pay their salaries is staggering. Pitch. Good pitch, inside corner. Clayton says goodbye, and the runner's still at second. That's an important out.
There are a lot of National League hitters getting some lessons the second time around with this Braves pitching staff this year, and one of the lessons is they will come inside and they will hit the inside corner for strikes. Avery doing it more and more successfully, and so is Tom Glavine.
Avery in particular, I think, in the last 3 weeks or so has really concentrated on that. Bonds hitting .313. He had a 2-run homer here last night. He has been on fire. Curve down and in, 1 ball, no strikes. Last 9 games, 13 out of 28, 5 homers, 14 RBIs, plus 11 walks.
And I got the impression last night after that first home run, the first at bat against Glavine, he was trying to hit everything to left field, trying to cross up the shift.
They still have the shift on with a runner in scoring position, and that's exactly what he does. Lines it to left for a hit. Plus go up, they'll hold the runner. And they hit the cutoff man, and thus Bonds has to stay at first. So you kept it in the park, but if Bonds might go 5 for 5 tonight.
Inside out swing. He is content to hit this to left field. This is not a good scouting report by the Giants, because with a guy with Lewis's speed, you have to test Klesko's arm early in the game.
I was surprised they didn't send him. A double play gets you out of this mess. Mark Caray on the batter, 5 out of 17 in his career against Avery. 1 for his last 13, and that was last night. He was 1 out of 4. He's hitting .269. Snap throw close. Boy, just about had it. I can't believe he went in standing up, but he beat the ramp.
Almost got his feet tangled up, too. That gave Avery just about enough time to pick him off. That throw has meant so much to Avery. That snap throw over there.
Bonds 13 out of 16 in the stolen base department. Bang, bang again.
A lot of guys have this move, Skip. A lot of left-handers try it, but I can't think of anybody in the league who gets it to first as quickly with as much on it as Avery does.
And the replay shows Bob Davidson was right on the bang-bang play. Now is the regular move to first.
That snap throw over there comes before Avery starts his motion toward the plate, so it really doesn't change anything that you might read off of his delivery to the plate.
High pop, short center field. Grissom comes on. Lewis tags. I don't think he'll try this. He bluffs to draw a throw. Comes all the way through. Bonds stays where he is. Glenn Allen Hill will be the batter, and a chance for Aves to get out of the inning unscathed. Tomorrow night's starting time is now 8:02.
Hold on a second. Let me write that down. What was it?
8. Yeah, I know you care. 8:02.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. 8:02 is 1 minute after 8:01.
Graphically presented to me, and I thank you very much.
Pete and I will have it for you on Braves Radio. The pitch to Hill. There's a strike on the corner, 0-1. Barnes is back. Hill has batted only once against Avery in his career, according to the Braves stats, and was hitless.
I would think with 1 out, you really want to be more concerned about Bonds than you do with 2 outs. Right now, the important guy is Hill more than Bonds.
Hill calls time. Steps out. Avery to the Rosenbeck.
Let's say you make a mistake and you let Bonds steal. All you've given up is 1 base. If you make a mistake to Hill, you can have given up 1, 2, or 3 runs.
To the plate. This one's outside. A ball and a strike. They're on the corners with 2 out. It's a hot night, as you can tell from Avery's actions. Got it by him. 1-2. So Steve ahead in the count. Cleveland beats Seattle this afternoon 7-3. Toronto in the first game of a doubleheader leads Oakland 9-6, bottom of the 9th. Been a beanball war there. Mark McGuire got hit in the head. Pitcher thrown out. Joe Carter was hit. The bench is empty. No punches thrown, we are told. Throw to first. Bonds is back.
Seem to be a lot more beanball wars in the American League than in the National League. Part of that may be because the pitcher does not have to go to the plate over there.
That's right. And even in this league, the first guy gets a free shot.
Right.
The 1-2 pitch. Foul back into the upper deck. It stays 1-2. Braves have now compiled the 3rd best record in baseball behind Cleveland and Cincinnati. The Giants last in the league in hitting, 12th in pitching, 7th in defense. Snap throw. Safe. Again, it was close.
That snap throw, Bonds always hits the outside of the bag. If he hits the middle of the bag or the front of the bag, he's out of there.
Bob Davidson, another good call. High and away, 2-2. It's Kids Wallet Night here tonight for the first 10,000 youngsters. Rolaids and Brunos sponsor that promotion, and the Braves thank them. The 2-2. High pop. That may stay in. O'Brien comes back to the screen. Now it lands in the first row. So Hill is still alive.
I know Hill got 3 hits last night, but he really didn't look good on changeups after you had come inside or after you'd gone up and away with the fastball. Avery went outside with the fastball. He's come back inside with the fastball.
The 2-2 pitch, 2 on, 2 out. Ground ball to short, should be out of it. Blows her up, flips to Belliard, inning over. So Avery gets into a mess and then gets out of it. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. Bottom of the first, Giants nothing. Braves come to bat.
Another 8-week music series beginning with the songs of the great lyricist Sammy Cahn. Meet his wife Tita and Michael Feinstein, Jack Jones, and Tony Tennille on Larry King Weekend tonight, 9 Eastern on CNN.
This Sunday at 12:35, Poltergeist 3.
Then at 2:35,
Trouble is our code of honor.
Little Monsters. This Sunday afternoon, beginning at 12:35 Eastern. Turn to TBS.
Nothing doing in the run column for the Giants. Braves coming up. Here's the batting order. It's going to be Marquise Grissom leading it off. Blauser to follow. Chipper Jones third. McGriffin the cleanup spot. Justice, Klesko, and O'Brien. Belliard will bat eighth and Avery ninth. Defensively, it looks like Bonds, Lewis, and Hill in the outfield. Benjamin, Clayton, Thompson, and Caray on the infield. Van Waring behind the plate, and right-hander, rotund right-hander Mark Portugal.
Just say right-hander. You don't have to.
Let me handle the lineup.
I don't like the rotund remark. Here's Grissom. One ball, no strikes.
I think All-Star break is coming at a very good time in our lives.
Apropos time, yes. Little chopper to second. Robbie Thompson has it. One away. Meanwhile, over in Houston, they're playing a double dip today, so they don't have to play the Wednesday after the All-Star break. In the top of the 16th, San Diego scored a run in the first game to take a 2-1 lead, but those fun-loving Astros came back and tied it. They go to the 17th in game one, tied 2-2. Their pitching staffs are going to be an abomination. They're very happy the break's coming too.
Holy Toledo.
Yes, that's what Milo's saying at this very moment. 0-1 the count. That's when he's on the air between innings. Toledo may not be the word these use. Blauser grounds it foul past Jimmy Williams. He's in the hole. 0-2. Portugal 4-4 lifetime, and earned run average slightly over 4 against Atlanta. David West goes on the disabled list for the Phillies, and they activate reliever Toby Borland. Fly ball down the right field line. Trouble if it's fair. Hill a long run. Can't get there. Drops for a hit. Blauser's on his way to second. He'll pull in there with a double. So a go-ahead run and scoring position for Atlanta with one out. Blauser hitting the ball a little bit better in the last week or so.
And hitting the ball to right field a little bit more. That was down. Looked like it was in the middle of the plate. Jeff didn't try to pull it. Went the other way with it. About a yard fair. You can see right there Hill is conceding too, just to avoid the possibility of overrunning the ball, maybe letting Blauser get the third. Portugal's unusual, Skip. You see, most pitchers, I think, would rather pitch at night. Portugal is a guy that he doesn't fare as well at night as he does in the daytime.
I popped the other way. Everybody chasing it. I don't think they'll get there. That's going to jump out of play. 0-1 is the count. Well, what do you call this? It's technically a night game, but we're playing in the daytime.
So he should pitch well in the first 3 innings and then have trouble after that.
Okay, that's fine. 0-1 the count to Jones. They're still filing in here. Blauser edges away. A strike to Jones, inside corner at the knees. 0-2. Bob Davidson, the first base umpire, is a good umpire, but he calls an awful lot of balks. And I know both pitching coaches reminded their pitchers of that prior to this game. Good play by Manwaring on a pitch in the dirt. It's 1-2.
Talking to Mike Kruko about Mark Portugal, he said, remember, he used to have a really good curveball. He said if he goes down in the bullpen and sees it, it's not there, doesn't sweat it, doesn't try to force it, he goes fastball, changeup. And that's what he's been doing thus far to the first 3 hitters in the lineup.
Fastball fouled away, still 1-2. Chipper wants a look at the baseball, and Bill Hahn throws it out. Almost beams Fred McGriff with it. That would not have been a real good idea. And the 1-2 pitch will eventually be made here. There's a drive into deep left center field. That ball's got a chance. That ball is gone. Off the scoreboard, 2-0 Atlanta. Number 13, 47 RBIs for Chipper.
and tails back out over the plate. If memory serves me right, this is the first time we have seen Chipper Jones hit the ball the other way from the left side with power. That got out with plenty to spare.
Yeah, he bounced it right off where it said Chicago when the National League scores were up out there. Well, here's McGriff, 2-0 Atlanta. Nice start. Down and in, 1 ball, no strikes. The Braves are going to be a team, it looks like, that's going to be just heartsick when the All-Star break comes. When you're going like this, you just want to keep playing. That's a strike at the knees. Good pitch. You're right, he's pitching like Mario Soto tonight, isn't he?
Fastball changeup. I don't think we've seen a curveball yet. Remember what a good one he used to have?
Yeah. There's one. Mr. Hurt, 2 balls and a strike. He held up. It's 3-1. McGriff 5 out of 20 against Portugal, but 3 of those 5 hits have left the old yard. Downstairs, he walked it. I don't think Portugal was too enchanted with the last couple of calls by Billy Hahn. David Justice, the batter, 2 out of 4 last night. 9 homers, 35 RBIs. And you see his average. I don't envy any right-hand pitcher running that gauntlet of Jones, McGriff, Justice, and Plesko.
Better make some good pitches.
That's sort of our answer to the Cleveland Indians, except theirs is a 9-man.
Have you read some of their numbers of the offensive production?
Yeah, it's terrifying. Not that picture of David.
No, they're like the Big Red Machine numbers when they used to have Cesar Geronimo hitting 8th at 308. And by the way, the Indians already have 103 homers.
That's right in it. The Braves have 79. Chased the bad ball up and away.
It was so bad he got away with it. Justice, it was a high changeup up and out of the strike zone. Justice saw it upstairs, couldn't lay off of it. Watch how high this is. He wants it down and away. Portugal is a guy you were talking about not getting the calls at the bottom of the strike zone. If you're a guy who pitches up and down in the strike zone, Skip.
Line to the left center field. Nobody's going to get that ball either. That one is up against the wall. McGriff to third. They're going to wave him. Justice is at second. They kick the relay. It's 3-0. He tried to hit that one off his own picture out there. Didn't get it quite far enough, but hit a rope.
If you're a pitcher who pitches up and down in the strike zone and you're not getting the calls down, it gives you no place to go. He tried to follow that up and away changeup with another one. Got this one closer to the hitting area, and Justice did a good job of not trying to pull it. Found the alley with it. A guy who pitches in and out, if you're not getting a call inside, you can go outside and get outs. But if you're one who has to live down and you're not getting your pitch called, there really is no place else for him to go.
The Braves have 3 hits in this game. They've all been to the off field. They'll put Plesko on here. So 2 are on with 1 out for Charlie O'Brien. Lofton's hitting .313 for the Indians. Vizquel .259. Baerga .333. Bell .310. Manny Ramirez .326. This kid Perry they called up .333. Sandy Alomar's back hitting .471. Espinosa's at third base hitting .219, and they've got Eddie Murray on the disabled list, who is having a big year for Arlington. Murderer's Row, and there's a couple guys that didn't play last night. We're just checking last night's box. Paul Sorrento being one of them. O'Brien hitting .286, 5 homers, 13 RBI. Braves trying to apply an early knockout tonight, but remember, last night San Francisco led 3-0 after 1 and didn't work out so well for them. O'Brien fouls it away until 0-1. Charlie 2 out of 5 in his career against the San Francisco pitcher.
See, that Cleveland Indians lineup reminds me of the 82-83 Milwaukee Brewers, where Harvey King's advice to a starting pitcher,
0-2.
when you ask him, say, Harvey, what can I do to win for this ball club? He says, try not to get injured before the 7th inning.
Yeah, that was with Simmons and Molitor and all those guys.
Yeah, Cooper and Ogilvy, Charlie Moore,
Gorman Thomas. A little broken bat pop. It's going to be caught. That bid for a hit comes to nothing, and here's Rafael Belliard.
What did you say? Murderer's Row? Yeah, we had some guys that hit like it, and some guys looked like they belonged there.
Gorman was one of those. Belliard at .258 with 3 RBIs, 1 out of 2 last night, 7 of his last 22. They play him around toward right and very shallow.
Had some friends come up to watch the Brewers play at 82, and they wanted to know if we were a baseball team or a work release program.
Yeah, it's sort of like the Phillies of a couple years ago. Into the dirt. Not often you see Rafi take ball 1. 1-0. Belliard has made 2 errors since October 1st, 1992. That's 165 games in which he has appeared. And playing so sporadically, you'd think you'd make more. But not this guy. Bad break for him. That was a excuse me swing. He's trying to get out of the way. Well done. Hang on to those tickets, Stubbs. You got an off day tomorrow.
Somebody left some free passes on my windshield.
The 1-1 pitch. Long loop foul to the right side. It's 1-2.
I gave him to our crack statistician, Hal DeLima.
We're in the bottom of the first with 2 on and 2 out. Two and 2 the count. Deuce is wild here. In the top of the second, Thompson, Manwaring, and Benjamin, the first 3 for the game. Hopefully that won't be for a while. Afraid it will. Belliard out on strikes, but the Braves have a good first inning. 3 hits, 3 runs, no errors, 2 left after 1. Atlanta 3, San Francisco nothing. We go to the second inning. Robbie Thompson leads it off, and it's a ground ball to second. That'll be easy. The Pac-Man hands it one away. 1 pitch, 1 out. Kurt Manwaring, the batter, hitting .253. Manwaring with a homer, 15 RBI. There's something here I don't understand. They say at Houston, single by Craig Biggio scored Doug Brocail. Situation 1 run in. Biggio in first, 1 out. Current score Houston 3, San Diego 2. Due up next for Houston, Bagwell. Isn't the game over?
Normally, in the bottom of the inning, after 9 innings, if the home team scores, it's kind of over.
The fun-loving guys at Sports Ticker must have relatives that work for the DOT here.
Either that or consulted for the natural.
It is a final with another game to follow. A ball and 2 strikes. Good play by Blauser. That ball was smoked. 2 down. Mike Benjamin, the batter. Here's the number 2 hitter yesterday. Excuse me, Doc.
Tricky hop with some overspin once he got in the glove and corralled it against his chest. It's a good thing a catcher was running. He had plenty of time to make the play.
Benjamin, 7 of his last 39. Fly ball center. Marquise on the move. He's there. 1-2-3, nothing doing in the second. We go to the bottom half of the second with your score, 3-0.
Bottom of the second, Braves lead at 3-0. Time for us to tell you what's on deck for the Braves, brought to you by Armor All Deck Protector. Tomorrow, final game against the Giants. We will not have it for you on TBS. It will be here, though. That's Merker against Terry Mulholland. All-Star break Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, the 3 o'clock game at Pittsburgh, and that will be right here on TBS. And it's also what's happening for the Braves.
Okay, Don, thanks very much. Steve Avery leads off the second, and there's a drive. Deep right. Kiss it goodbye. He is really turning into a good hitter. 4-0.
Go ahead, Steve. It's okay to smile. You just raked it. Your starting pitcher's trying to ignore you.
Here's Marquise Grissom. And the first pitch to Grissom is a ball.
That shot had no hang time at all on it, did it?
Let up, hit weakly to third. Benjamin fields and throws. High, but carry on hangs on. 1 out.
Looking for something to hit first pitch. Fastball out away from him. I don't know, since that one in San Francisco they got called back, it takes him a little while to be convinced that it is out of here.
Blauser double to right his first time. Fastball down and in. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, I'll tell you what, the left-handers on this pitching staff really drubbing the right-handed starters. Left-handers much better hitter. Right, Kent Merker?
Lavin got maybe the biggest hit in the game last night. Squib down the first base line, booted, recovered, got it. A little shaky for Caray. In fairness to him, he's an outfielder for the most part. 2 out.
But he didn't panic. Looks like Blauser's trying to hit everything the other way. An inside-out swing there. This could have bounced by him. Tricky spin, but he doesn't go nuts and panic. He knows that Portugal should be there, and the pitcher was there. A lot of times you'll see a pitcher assume that play's going to be made without his help.
Chipper Jones, the batter. Fastball moved him off the plate. Chipper a 2-run homer his first time. Avery has the 2 homers for the year, and he's had them in his last 13 at-bats. It's his second one against the Giants. The other one came a couple years ago and didn't count it. It was ruled a double. Though the replay showed it did make it over the wall. There's his curveball, 1-2. 4-0 Atlanta. Up the middle, off the pitcher's glove, that saved a hit. That goes 1-4-3 and out, and the inning is over. That would have snuck through had Portugal not gotten a piece of it. The Avery homer, the only hit, the only run at the end of 2, 4-0 Atlanta.
We got to figure out if Mark Portugal is hurt. You see the score. Right now, Portugal's supposed to lead it off. But on that last play, we'll give you a look at it after his at-bat. On the last play, he looked like he may have hurt himself on that ground ball up the middle.
Avery goes to work. A little bit outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Portugal hitting .080 for the year. Just missed again, 2-0. 4-0 Atlanta, our score as we go to the 3rd inning. How about that? 3 balls, no strikes. Toronto won that first game of the doubleheader at Oakland 9-6. There's a strike, 3-1. He lost it.
That is very unlike Steve Avery. Skip, here's a play we were talking about before. A ground ball. Chipper Jones, he goes up to grab it. He hurt the back of his left elbow.
Like he hyperextended it or something. But apparently the pain went away. Lewis double to left his first time. 4-0 Atlanta, our score in the 3rd. Steve Reich right through there. In 17, Houston beat the Padres 3-2 in the first of 2. Dodgers and Reds 1-1 after an inning and a half. Cubs and Phillies 1-1 after 2. 0-2 to Lewis. Mets lead the Pirates 1-0 after 2.5. That's outside. 1-2 the count. And there's a look for you at the American League scores. Line drive down the right side. That's trouble into the corner. Portugal races for 3rd. He's around 3rd, but Justice can't come up with the ball. He'll score. And Lewis winds up at 3rd base. We'll see how they score it. They're going to give him a triple, which I think is very charitable scoring. But just like that, the Giants are back in the game.
Nothing good ever comes out of walking a pitcher to lead off an inning. He made a great pitch there on Lewis. Almost chalks the line. He'll get down into the corner, take a tricky little spin. David Justice actually overran this ball as it hugged the wall, bounced past him. He was expecting it to kick back out toward the field. When it hugged the wall, he had no chance to grab it.
So it's 4-1, runner at 3rd, nobody out. Royce Clayton called out on strikes his first time. The only strikeout Steve has recorded on the night. Infield back for Atlanta, except for Chipper Jones. He's even with the bag at 3rd. He can turn the play to the plate if Clayton hits one in that direction. High pop, that's going to reach the seats. 0-2 the count. Doesn't get any easier. Barry Bonds is next. Ground ball to short. A run will score. Throw to first. In time, an RBI for Clayton. It's 4-2. Here's Bonds. He singled to left his first time. Let's see if they put the shift on again. Not yet. No, they do.
You know what? I like the idea of having the shift anyway, because anytime you force him to do something unnatural, then you're changing him as a hitter. Give him credit if he's content to take singles the other way. I'd give him singles the other way all night long.
Singles, he may only touch one base. The other way is liable to touch all four. 1-0. The shift is very much
A lot of times you'll see a guy like him, Skip, his ego makes him want to drive it through that shift on the other side, but he is making some adjustments, and a pitcher's job is to force a hitter to make adjustments.
Bonds ahead in the count, 2-0. 3 balls, no strike. Well, it doesn't matter if you don't throw him a strike. Let's see if he has the hit privilege here. Mark Caray is next. Threw him a fastball away, 3-1. 2 runs are in, 1 is out, nobody's on. 3-2. Bonds is about to throw the bat away. He didn't think much of that. He argues a lot.
Take a look. Outside corner is a breaking ball, but where Charlie caught it, it very easily could have caught some of the plate, and it probably did.
Bonds calls time. Now everybody's ready. Fastball fouled away, still 3-2.
Sometimes we get thrown on those calls when we watch them because we see it where the catcher caught it, and it's where it crosses the plate if it catches any part of the plate.
Weakly hit ground ball to first. McGriff will take it himself. Bonds doesn't run it out, 2 down. And Mark Caray will be the batter. Caray flied to center his first time. A little chopper. Chipper cuts in front. Handing over. Nice play. So Avery recovers. Gives up 2 runs on 1 hit. No errors were charged, and nobody was left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Atlanta leads it 4-2.
TNT presents the greatest Western miniseries ever, Lonesome Dove, now complete in 2 nights. Watch TNT's special 2-night presentation of Lonesome Dove, Monday at 8 p.m. on TNT.
A real-life Lion King tries to find his way home after being separated from the pride. See his dramatic fight to survive the perils and predators of the African bush. National Geographic Explorers, Sunday at 9 Eastern. Turn to TBS.
We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Fred McGriff will lead it off. Let up, roped on the right field line, but foul. 0-1. After the first out of this inning, Don is going to have a very important duty to perform. He has to read the disclaimer, which we read night after night for absolutely no reason. But it's his turn on the barrel, and he'll do a workmanlike job of it, I guarantee. Fouled it off the other way. It's 0-2.
Remember the night you set it on fire when I was reading it?
Yeah, that was your first year. You handled it fine. I knew you were going to be okay.
Terry Forster with us tonight.
Breaking ball. Did he go? No. A ball and 2 strikes. Kent Merker against Terry Mulholland, a battle of Portsiders tomorrow here at the ballpark. Tomorrow night. Game time has been moved to 8:02. Two balls, 2 strikes. They say 8:02. That's probably about 8:09. We'll get that baby rolling. Sharply hit right field, base hit. David Justice is the batter. He doubled in a run his first time.
This telecast is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the Atlanta National League Baseball Club and is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, or retransmission of the pictures or descriptions of this game without the express written consent of the Atlanta National League Baseball Club is prohibited.
Notice how he switched to his FM radio voice for the second half of that. Very few people can do that.
Or want to.
Justice, the hitter. High drive, right center field. Did he get enough? Lewis to the wall. It is gone. And just like that, the 4-run lead returns at 6-2. David has 3 RBIs already, 38 on the year. Listen.
I would guess right about now, Mark Portugal is convinced that David Justice can hit high changeup. Remember, he hit that same pitch to left center field for a double last time. This time it got a little bit more of the plate. David a little bit out in front of it. That out with plenty to spare. He is getting racked on his changeups tonight, Skip. He's getting most of them up in the strike zone.
Dick Powell has made the call, and the bullpen begins to busy itself. There's another change downstairs. Klesko intentionally walked his first time. Portugal's a good pitcher, but it looks like he didn't bring a whole lot to the dance tonight.
He's throwing some good curveballs, but our scouting report on him was right. If he doesn't feel like he has it warming up, he doesn't go back to it. He's only thrown about 3, and all 3 of them were good ones.
Jose Bautista throws in the bullpen. There's his change, and it fooled Klesko. 1-2 the count. Had a terrifying call on the talk show tonight, Dan. Fouled away. Fan called.
Tell me about it.
Suggested that the Braves move Chipper Jones to short and play Ryan Klesko at third. I said, I don't think that one's going to fly, buddy.
Did you figure out if he was making his own or buying it?
Bond started in, now goes back. Misjudged it off the wall. Klesko's at second. He's a good outfielder normally, but he misjudged that ball.
A little bit of an inside-out swing. There's a curveball. He did a good job of hitting it. This should have been a routine play. But when he got fooled, he broke in 5 or 6 feet. Goes up on the wrong foot. That's a gift for Klesko.
He hit it hard. Runner at second. Still nobody out. Charlie O'Brien, the hitter, takes a strike.
3 doubles and 3 homers.
A ball and a strike. Downstairs, it's 2-1. Six, 7-0 for the Braves, 2-3-0 for the Giants. On the corner.
We had heard earlier this year what a bad pitching staff the Giants were going to have, and certainly the Braves have fattened up on them. In 4 games, they're averaging right at 8 runs a ball game against them.
Line hard but foul. Too far out in front. Another off-speed pitch.
He's not fooling anybody right now.
Jose Bautista will, it would appear, get a chance very shortly. There's a look at that. A third of those home runs have come tonight. Jones, Justice, and Avery have the homers if you joined us late. He's hit by pitch. O'Brien gets to first. Portugal argues he claims it hit the bat. All I know is if it was Bobby Cox, he'd be gone by now.
Well, this is frustration more than anything. Portugal is having one of those nights where everything is going against him, getting a lot of pitches up. The Braves are not missing any of his mistakes, and then he wants to come inside on O'Brien. And he's right, it hit the bat, but whether or not it hit the bat is not the question as far as Portugal is concerned. It's just that nothing is going his way.
Still nobody out here, and Rafael Belliard, the batter. He is not a happy camper, is he? See how the Braves play it here. Went around, chased a terrible pitch. It's 0-1. There was a time when Steve wasn't getting any runs, but not lately. Got 10 runs in his last start. Base hit left field. Klesko will hold it third, but still nobody out. Belliard delivers again. How long is Dusty Baker going to go? A little longer, I guess. Nope. Nope. Wrong again. He hasn't made the motion yet, but you'd figure he was going to make a move here. And there it is. So that does it for Mark Portugal on this night. Jose Bautista will check in, and we'll be back right after this. Jose Bautista on to pitch for the Giants. Bautista makes his home in Cooper City, Florida. He's out of the Dominican Republic. Pitched against us earlier this year. He is 2-4. A 5.84 earned run average. The league hitting .276 against him. He's been in pro ball since '81. He's played in the major leagues with Baltimore, the Cubs, where he had a 10-3 year in '93, and now with the Giants. And he'll face Steve Avery with the bases loaded and nobody out and 2 runs in, and the Braves in pretty good shape here. 6-2 the score. Avery advances to the plate. They'll play Avery very shallow.
Still not convinced, are they?
No, they're not. He's hitting .333, 9 out of 27. 2 of those hits have left the yard. Pulled the string on him, 0-1. He was thinking about doing it again.
I think you saw the stat on Bautista. It says 13 home runs allowed. One of the reasons his earned run average is approaching 6 is that the league is hitting about .350 against him with men on.
High chopper off the plate. That ball is foul. So Avery falls behind 0-2. Be nice to get a couple more here.
Scouting report on Bautista is he doesn't throw very hard, a lot of off-speed pitches, and will not come inside on anybody.
Lined into center field. Lewis is there. Klesko tags. Here's the catch. He'll come home. The throw is to third. Sacrifice fly, RBI. It is 7-2. Avery drives in his second run of the night, 4th of the year. And Marquise Grissom is the batter. Dusty can only shake his head in disgust. Grissom 0 for 2 on the night. He has grounded to second, grounded to third. He's about due to hit one out of here.
He's been chasing off-speed stuff down and in tonight.
That's upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Tomorrow's Braves Stein night for the first 30,000 fans. I'll get you one done.
Okay, thanks.
TJ Appleby sponsoring that. Stretch the pitch. Breaking ball, base hit center field. O'Brien around third. They're going to wave him. Here's the throw. He should be out, and he easily is. If Jimmy had that one to do over again, I think he keeps him at third base. Single for Grissom. Lewis guns the runner down.
This ball gets to Lewis in a hurry. Comes up throwing, not a particularly good throw. It is a strong throw. It got there in time for Manwaring to catch it, position himself, realize that O'Brien's going to try to run into him. Charlie takes a glance there and says, I better kick it up a gear, but 1 gear short.
Charlie's got deceptive speed. He's slower than he looks. 7-2 is the score. Runners on the corners. 2 out. And Blauser pops one up. Let's see if this one gets to the seats. Over comes Manwaring, but he has no luck. Nice catch by a youngster down there. Good play. And there's one of our favorite ushers, Walter Banks, giving him a high five. Walter's been working out here forever. He's a nice man. Oh, and 1 the count to Blauser. The chanting vendor will have to take an all-star break too, thank God. 0-1 the count. Low and away. 1-1. Just hear him asking his wife to bring him a beer at home. The 1-1 pitch. Bowser 1 for 2. Here it is. Pop foul back into the seats. And the count goes to 1-2. Cubs lead the Phillies 2-1 as they go to the bottom of the 4th at the vet. Had a players-only meeting today, the Phillies did, before the game, I'm told. Squibbed up the middle. Clayton has it, steps on the bag, and that's that. But a very profitable inning for the Braves. They scored 3 times on 4 hits. They leave a couple. At the end of 3, your score. Atlanta 7, San Francisco 2. We go to the 4th inning. Glenn Allen Hill will lead it off against Steve Avery. And as we go to the 4th, here with the play-by-play story, Don Sutton.
All right, Skip, thank you very much. 7 runs, 9 hits, an airless ball for the Braves. 2-3-0 for the Giants. Hill grounded to short, final out of the inning back in the 1st inning. Forced Bonds at second. 0 for 2 in his career against Avery. Doesn't get the fastball. It's no balls in 1 strike. Did he hold up? He went around, says Bob Davidson, and it's 0-2. To center field. Grissom's got a bead on it. Gets him out on the 0-2 pitch. One gone here in the fourth inning. That's 4 in a row set down by Avery since the triple by Lewis. I just figured out, Skip, it would enhance our broadcast if you and I would come up with some stogies like that, don't you think?
That's Hank Greenwald, the longtime Giant announcer, thinking about better days. That one any good, Hank?
Ball one to Thompson. He grounded to second his first time up. That cigar is out of Havana, Florida. 1-1 the count. There is a Havana, Florida. It's up by Tallahassee. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. There's a Havana, Illinois, too. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. Where is it? In Illinois.
Yeah, in Illinois. That's all I know. Southern Illinois, I believe.
On the ground, a chance for Blauser. Convenient two-hopper. 5 in a row set down by Avery. And that'll bring up Kurt Manwaring.
It's on a little island in the middle of the Mississippi River.
I understand the mayor's a dictator, too.
Yeah. That's his name, dictator.
Manwaring at .251 for the year. Only 1 homer. He's a big guy, but really doesn't hit for power a lot. He takes ball 1. Changeup misses low. 2 balls and no strikes. Looking to change all that is Steve Avery. On the ground to Chipper Jones. Long throw, catcher speed, that helps. That's 6 in a row set down by Avery. The Giants go quietly and peacefully here in the fourth inning. We move to the bottom of the fourth inning. Braves still up by 5. Bottom of the fourth inning. Braves lead it by 5. Second pitcher of the night for the San Francisco Giants. Mark Portugal started it. A long, tough night for Portugal. He was around for 8 hits. He gave up all 7 of the runs. And all of them were earned. Walked 2, struck out 1. More and more youngsters showing up. There's a good crowd tonight. We're going to be pretty close to sold out here tonight. And they're coming from all over, including Jackson, Tennessee. Saw a lot of Florida license plates out in the parking lot this afternoon. Chipper Jones to lead it off. Chipper a 2-run homer. Hit one back up the middle that Mark Portugal deflected to second. That had base hit written all over him until Portugal made the good play. 1 out of 2 and at .244. Now with 47 RBIs. Tops on the ball club. Upstairs 1-0.
Boy, some more excitement in Oakland prior to the start of the second game of the doubleheader. Oakland coach Carney Lansford was ejected by crew chief Larry Barnett while taking the lineup card out to home plate. They had beanball problems in the first game. I'm assuming that's what it was about. Mark McGuire got hit in the head. Joe Carter got hit.
The 2-0 pitch to Chipper Jones. Hit hard, but right at the second baseman Thompson. 1 out.
And John, the pitcher was ejected for throwing a pitch over the head of John Olerud, who, as you know, has to wear special protection for his head because of surgery he had many years ago. So it must not be a pleasant night.
It seems like Oakland gets into a lot of those beanball wars. Here's Fred McGriff. He scored 2 runs. As a walk and a single. Breaking ball misses low, 1-0.
Their guy was the first guy hit tonight. That was Mark McGuire. He got beaned, but you know we don't know what really transpired.
Missing inside, it's 2-0. McGriff 1 for 1 in his career against Batista. This year, it's going to be 1 for 2 now. That one hit coming into this was a home run. That'll be a nice, easy play for carry-on. Two outs in the fourth inning for David Justice. Red hot tonight. 2 for 2, a double, a homer, 3 RBIs, and he scored 1. He's climbing up near McGriff in the RBI category. 3 more give him 38. He's 4 back of Fred. And don't forget, David missed what, a couple of weeks?
Oh, more than that. He's 15-day DL once, and I think he missed what, 7 to 10 days another time.
He's got close to 100 at bats. Less than Fred McGriff. First one upstairs, 1-0.
Hey, Don, I got a deal for you. For a limited time, you can get a 2-year subscription to Chop Talk for $40 and
foul ball. Go ahead.
Receive a free Chop Talk adjustable cap. You could use one of those. To order the Braves official magazine and your Chop Talk cap now, call 1-800-700-CHOP.
See, if I get that, though, then I have to read your column in it. And
no, you don't.
I hear it every day, so. Little looper, he could be 3 for 3, and he is. Justice just needs the triple. That means he would have hit for the cycle.
Yeah.
What's that number again?
1-800.
That is a good magazine.
1-800-700-CHOP. And you can ignore my column. There's some good stuff in there, too.
Justice at first with 2 outs. That'll bring up Klesko. A walk, a double, and a run scored. Klesko's up 349. 21 out of his last 44. A strike boxed by Manwaring, and it's 0-1.
So you don't like my column? What should I write about next month? I'll do whatever you want within reason.
Before we go off the air tonight, I'll give you a topic. I know with your creative juices that you can just make something out of anything. There's ball 1 downstairs. I have seen your poetry. I think you should read some of it on the air for the folks.
No.
Working has become a habit, hasn't it? 1 ball, 1 strike. 2-1 to count. Hammered to right field, headed for the corner. Justice around third. Hill having trouble digging it out. They're going to send him, and he's going to make it. Double and an RBI for Klesko. His second double, his first RBI, and it's 8-2.
Looked like Caray, or rather that Manwaring might have lost track of where Justice was. He gave up on this play. You'll see in just a minute as Lewis comes up, he hits Caray on. He got to the ball, rather Hill got to the ball in good shape. Now watch this. Watch where Manwaring is. He's a step and a half in front of the plate. If he's got the plate blocked, he's got an out, perhaps. David sort of gets a wide turn at third, and he knows he's got a close play.
But you know what? Seeing where Manwaring was, he didn't have to slide. He just stepped right in behind him.
Smart move. A slide would have probably hurt him in that spot.
It's Charlie O'Brien 0 for 1. Popped to short, hit by a pitch. Up the chimney. Back near the screen is Manwaring. Is it inside or outside? It's inside the playing surface. And that'll do it for the Braves here in the 4th inning. But they pick up 1. A single and a double gets the job done. 4 in the books, a 6-run lead for the Braves. One of the youngest fans here at the yard tonight. Top of the 5th inning, 6-run lead. Benjamin to lead it off. Pitcher spot due up next. First and misses outside. I have your topic.
Oh, good.
Are electrolyte replacement good for athletes or just the product of a good marketing campaign? 1-1.
I don't think so.
Just a thought.
Well, thank you. Now, forget I asked. I think I'll do an expose.
1 and 2.
About my broadcast part.
1001, 1002.
Don's blushing pink magic marker that he uses.
It is kind of nice.
Exactly.
Matches some of my shirts. Yes, continue.
Maybe I'll just do a column on Hal.
Off the fist, back our way, and it's still 1 and 2.
Mark Fredrickson, the official scorer, made the play.
Good luck, Mark, pointing out 1 and throwing it into a crowd of 2,000.
With that hat on, I hope he falls out.
Still a ball and 2 strikes to Benjamin. Looks like Batista's going to hit for himself. Pretty good indicator was it there hasn't been anybody warming up in their bullpen.
Boy, you are sharpest attack tonight. That is sort of odd. I mean, you got 1 game and then 2 days off at least.
Did I ask what you're talking about? 2 and 2 is the count.
Odd that their bullpen isn't busy.
Oh.
Wasn't that what we were talking about? Let's get out of here.
One of the topics. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hard at Chipper Jones. Watch his arm. Good throw. That's 7 in a row. Watch his arm, not yours. Batista will hit for himself.
He's 0 for 13.
And he swings right-handed. Up the middle. Blauser's there. He's 0 for 14. And he's thinking that's just the way my year is going. Hit a ball up the middle and they're not playing me to pull. Two gone. Lewis will wait till Batista makes his way back over to the dugout before he comes up. Lewis, a perfect night. He is 2 for 2, a double and a triple. He scored 1 of the 2 runs. Doesn't get the first one, and it's 0-1. Triple's supposed to be the hardest part of the, if you hit for the cycle, to get, isn't it?
Always was for me.
I know you had no problem with the doubles.
Not yet. One more out. Let's go.
Two strikes on the way there.
You think we weren't out of here? Look how they must feel in the truck.
No balls and 2 strikes. Skip and I are going to re-up for 4.5 more innings after this. And this is inside. It's 1-2. Make it 2-2. That's foul. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Another tough chance for Chipper Jones. He's got a gun this one, and does. Good play, Fred McGriff. That's 9 in a row set down by Steve Avery, and some good defensive play at the corner. Skip Caray, Don Sutton with you. Thanks for spending the first half of the season with us. We'll see you on Wednesday. 8-2 the score.
An offensive explosion for the Braves. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Joe Simpson and Pete Van Wieren with you now, and Steve Avery continues to join the long ball parade, doesn't he?
Pitchers have done a great job the last couple of nights for the Braves, driving in runs. 2 for Glavine last night, 2 for Avery tonight.
Belliard has a base hit. Rafi has his average up to 266. Braves trying to go 11-2 since he came on and began to play second base for Lemke. That might be us. No, a little short. 1-1 the count. Belliard, Avery, and Grissom for the Braves here in the 5th inning. Soft liner, base hit. Belliard's 2 for 3. And Glenn Allen Hill with the bum ankle over to get it quickly to hold him to a single. Gorgeous night, a sellout crowd, huh?
And a great confident ball club, this Atlanta Braves team right now. I don't think I've ever seen them playing with as much confidence in every facet. The pitching, the defense, the hitting. Tonight, the hitting especially is coming to life after kind of a, even though the ball club had won 7 games in a row, the offense really hadn't done much except for get a few clutch hits to get in big runs. But this is the first offensive explosion this ball club has had in a while.
Seems like when Avery's been pitching of late, too, they get some runs early. They did tonight. He's bunting. Everybody charges, and he pulls the bat back. 6-run lead in the 5th. And the way Avery's swinging the bat, that may be a welcome sign to Dusty Baker and the Giants. 2 RBIs tonight, and there was no doubt about his homer. But you know, Pete, you and I were talking about this on the radio. It's the first of his homers where he's been able to actually trot on it.
Well, he thought he had one in San Francisco a couple of years ago. It was ruled a ground rule double. And then the one he had earlier this year was one of those controversial ones off the top of the fence. Did it count as a double or as a home run, or what was it? Nobody was sure. So he had to hesitate after he got around the bag at second. But this time he got to Cadillac it, as they say.
Yes, he did. He knew on the way to first, in fact. Squares around again, takes one high. Bautista, 4th in the National League in home runs allowed with 13. Usually it's a guy who's always starting that leads the league in that category, but he's only made 6 starts in his 11 appearances. Squaring again. This time he pushes it down the third base line. Benjamin has him. His only play to first. Putout goes 5-4. Avery can go deep. He can also go short. Puts down a good bunt.
In that pitcher's batting derby, the starting pitchers have between them, they give points for hits, for extra base hits, for RBIs, for sacrifice bunts. Deduct points for strikeouts to give you a point if you walk. Steve's picking up all kinds of points tonight. He's got a home run, a sac fly, 2 RBIs, a sacrifice bunt. Might take over the lead.
Marquise Grissom singled his last time up. Charlie O'Brien was thrown out on the play. Yeah, it is. After Glavine had such a good night last night, driving in a couple of runs, you know that Steve was inspired to keep pace. High, but not very deep. Hill's got room. Belliard goes back to tag and will advance. So he'll be at third base with 2 outs for Jeff Blauser.
I really think it's good for the starting pitcher's offense to have that kind of competition going on between them, especially if the rotation is as stable as Atlanta's. You know that this rotation is going to stay intact barring injury all year. It's not a rotation where different people are moving in and out all season. Gives them a little something extra to compete with each other over.
A little separate game among themselves. Blauser has doubled in 3 trips, 5 for his last 16. Bautista with a fastball, breaking ball, more like a curve and a slider, and also a split finger pitch. Braves have scored at least one in every inning. Trying to add to it here in the 5th. Breaking ball and a late call from Billy Hahn to count 2-1. 8 runs and 12 hits for the Braves tonight. Last time Avery pitched, they beat the Phillies by a score of 10-4. Good fastball, 2-2. Deliard at third and 2 outs. Base hit. He didn't hit it hard. He just hit it in the right spot. Looked like the ball jammed him a little bit. A good fastball running in on him, and Blauser has his first RBI of the night and his 20th of the year. And it's 9-2 Atlanta.
Let's take a look at the location of this pitch. Inside corner, about knee high. A little bit off the end of the bat by Blauser, but just enough of it to drive in his 20th run.
Sometimes you can make good pitches and it still doesn't matter. Steve Avery had that happen to him earlier tonight on the triple by Darren Lewis.
Darren Lewis's triple, right.
Chipper's had a good night. Nice stop by Manwaring to keep Blauser at first. Jones 1 out of 3, but he hit a home run that fooled you and me, Pete. I thought it was going to be
at first.
Good
I thought
the
ball. Yeah, at first I thought the ball was going to be caught. Then I thought it might get the wall, and then all of a sudden it was gone.
Jumped out of here. The deep left center. Look out in the dugout. Keeps everybody loose. David Justice has the right spot. He's got a line of defense in front of him.
He looks like a running back, doesn't he, with an offensive line in front of him.
1-1 to Chipper. Out of play. You look at the Giants defensively in the outfield. It looks like Darren Lewis has got about 3/4 of the outfield to cover by himself. Bonds plays near the line. Glenn Allen Hill near the line, and Hill's got a bad ankle. It's like it's all yours out there, Darren. 1-2 pitch, bounce to the left side, backhanded by Clayton. Nice play, goes to Thompson for the out. Outstanding play by the Giants shortstop, and that'll do it for the Braves. They score yet another run. They've scored at least one in every inning, and we go to the 6th, 9-2 Atlanta.
And we look at tonight's Budweiser game summary. The Braves line score looks like a zip code, doesn't it? Chipper Jones a 2-run homer. David Justice a big night. Steve Avery a big night.
Royce Clayton made a good play in the Brave half of the 5th inning. He leads it off for the Giants, 0 for 2. Got an RBI on an infield out. His 37th of the year. Backs out of the box to try to slow Avery down. Steve has retired 9 in a row since the triple by Lewis, leading off, with a runner aboard in the 3rd inning. There's a drive to deep left center. That's the same place Chipper hit his ball. That's got a chance to get out of here and is gone. Royce Clayton with his 3rd homer of the year. A little bit of a jet stream blowing out toward left center tonight. Clayton hit it well, his 2nd RBI of the night and his 38th of the year, and it's 9-3.
Yeah, the ball's carrying very well in this ballpark tonight. That ball is right over the heart of the plate. Home run number 3 of the year for Clayton.
And Barry Bonds, the hitter, he has singled in 2 trips. Shift is on. He sends a drive to deep center. Back goes Grissom. Marquis still going at the wall. Makes the catch. I'm not sure, Pete, but there might have been maybe a brief look of panic on the face of Marquis Grissom, you think? He was actually having to run hard for that one.
Had to run hard, but when he begins to take those lateral steps, you know he's got it. He ran back to the warning track there and then took a couple of steps to his right. As soon as he starts moving sideways like that, then you know he's going to catch it.
And panic's not even a good choice of words. More like a sense of urgency. 1 out for Carry On, 0 for 2 tonight. Fly out and a ground out. And now Avery takes a second to get behind the mound and gather his thoughts. Goes to the rousing bag a little bit. The 1-0 pitch. Hit hard to center field. That'll get down for a base hit. So 3 straight hard hit balls off of Avery to start the 6th inning. 1 out and a runner at first for Glen Allen Hill. Blauser may be reminding Avery not to relax, even though he's got a big lead. Pitch it like it's a close ball game. Bear down. Hill still looking for his first hit tonight, but he had a good night last night. 3 for 4 with an RBI. Fly ball. This one's playable. Justice is under it. Carry On halfway. We'll head back to the bag. 2 down. Bonds hit the first pitch. Hill hit the first pitch. What was the count on Clayton when he hit his homer? Pete, 1-1.
2-0.
2-0. Runner still at first for Thompson. He likes the first pitch also. He grounded out to second in the 2nd inning on the first pitch he saw from Avery. Takes that one high. Stop by Charlie. You can see that Fred's playing behind Carry On with a 6-run lead in the 6th inning. Carry On not a threat to run, so they're going to give Fred a little jumps over there at first base, give him a little extra defensive room. 3-0. Steve has struck out 1, and he has walked 1. The walk hurt him. There's another walk. Second one of the ball game. He walked Mark Portugal, the pitcher, to lead off the 3rd inning. He came around to score on a triple by Darren Lewis. 2 outs, 2 on for Kurt Manwaring, who's 0 for 2.
We'll be getting some bullpen activity momentarily, it appears. Foul
back to the screen. No balls, 1 strike. Pedro Borbon is the lefty, and Brad Klontz, the right-hander, begin to loosen up. Steve averaging about 6 innings per start, and he's got 2 outs here in the 6th.
Sean Barton in the Giants pen.
Good fastball. 0-2. Thing about Portugal tonight, Pete, he'd only allowed 5 home runs all year in 89 2/3 innings. He gave up 3 tonight. Not the Mark Portugal the Braves have seen in the past. They lead at 9-3. Another good fastball inside, a little off the plate that time.
Just one of those nights that every pitcher, no matter how good you are, seems to have it every once in a while. Except for Greg Maddux. I don't know if I've ever seen him have a night like that, and I'm sure he has at some point in his career.
1-2 the count. That had the plate, but a little low. 2-2.
John Smiley taking Greg Maddox's place on the National League All-Star pitching staff. It was announced today. Greg with that groin muscle pull. He is not expected, though, to miss a start next week.
That's out of play, and the count stays 2-2. A sellout house, sold out house here at the ballpark tonight. Great to see on a beautiful night for baseball. Everybody excited about the way the Braves are playing. That's foul. Talking about Maddox, though, Pete, compared to Portugal's outing tonight, Greg has never allowed more than 2 home runs in 283 starts.
As I said, every pitcher seems to have nights like that except for Greg Maddox.
2-2 pitch. Breaking ball towards center. Inning over. No trouble. Marquis had it all the way. The Giants get a run on the home run by Clayton, but that's it. They strand a couple. We go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. 9-3 Braves.
We go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Braves up 9-3, and the pride of Niagara Falls, Mr. Jim Schultz, the Braves Public Relations Director, is celebrating a birthday today. Want to wish him a happy one.
What's that balloon say? 30?
No. If it does, that's the price.
Happy birthday, Schultz. For the Braves, it'll be McGriff, Justice, and Klesko due up against Bautista. They lead at 9-3, and they've pounded out 13 hits. 9 extra base hits. Make it 8. 5 singles and 8 extra base hits. McGriff tonight has walked, singled, and grounded out. Good swing, but he fouled it back. Fred leads the team in runs scored. He has scored twice tonight to give him 45 on the year. Chipper Jones, second on the team. He has scored once tonight. He has 42. Hard hit, but right at Benjamin. Good thing that was slicing back to him a little bit, or that would have been a base hit. 1 out in the 6th. And David Justice needs a triple to hit for the cycle, and we're only in the 6th inning. Doubled in a run in the 1st, a 2-run homer in the 3rd, a single and a run scored in the 4th.
Albert Hall, the last Brave to hit for the cycle back in 1987.
1-0. Do you remember it?
Yes, I do.
Albert's pretty fast, too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he had good speed.
2-0 the count. Justice in his last 21 ball games, 6 homers, 23 RBIs. Changeup. That's foul, and the count 2-1.
And when Albert Hall hit for the cycle back in 1987, that was the first time since 1910 that a Brave had done it.
Ernie Johnson?
No. William Collins.
Ernie, you could hit, buddy. Just checking. 2-2. Good breaking ball. I would say David's best chance for a triple with this outfield would be to right field, but Glenn Allen Hill's playing so deep, and that's nothing against his defensive ability, just the fact that he can't move very well on that bad ankle. 2-2 is high. Full count. One out, nobody on. Ryan Klesko waits on deck. David has his average up to 282. Hit hard and deep left field, but Bonds has got room. 2 down.
Let me ask you a question, Joe, as a former hitter, about hitting for the cycle. If you were a hitter and the score was 9-3, as this game is in the bottom half of the 6th inning, and you had a double, a triple, and a home run in the game already, and you hit a ball off the wall, would you stop at first base?
No way. You know, I don't even think you think about that.
Oh,
I mean, you'd know that you needed what you needed for the cycle, but I mean, you've got to be too calculated to stop at first base on something like that. Ryan's got a couple of doubles, but not this time. Clayton throws him out. Braves go in order. We go to the 7th, and it's all Braves. 9-3. Well, they're beginning to lay the subsurface for the track at Olympic Stadium, and that's just about the size of a track you might see Skip Caray running on if you look real close. Time for the Aflac trivia question. Since 1915, who's the only American League pitcher to have more than 10 shutouts in a season? AL pitcher, 10 shutouts. We'll give you the answer at the bottom half of the inning. A hint, it came in 1964. We go to the 7th. Here's Pete.
Okay, Joe, thank you. And leading it off for the Giants will be Mike Benjamin, taking the first pitch, low ball 1. He's flying to center and grounded out to third. Ground ball, that's going to get down the left field line toward the corner. Over quickly is Ryan Klesko. Benjamin on his way to second. Klesko up with it. It's a leadoff double from the Giants' third baseman.
One thing I like about Mike Benjamin's stance, Pete, he really gets a good look at the pitcher with both eyes. See how even though he's got his hands back and a closed stance, he's like David Justice in that respect. They both have their head turned so they're not looking across the bridge of their nose. And maybe a good reason why he gets a good look at the pitches and why he's having a pretty good year.
Now Bautista will bat for himself again. He's trying to get the runner over to third. Drops the bunt down. Fielded by Avery. The throw will go to first. Long throw, but it's accurate. Belliard there to grab it. 1-4 sacrifice for Bautista. Runner at third, one down. Back to the top of the order. And Darren Lewis. Lewis has doubled, tripled, and grounded out to third. Greg McMichael up now in the Atlanta bullpen.
That part of Benjamin's stance I was talking about, one of the philosophies of Tommy Davis, who was one of my hitting coaches when I was in Seattle and a former batting champion. Talking about how some guys don't get their head turned around square to the pitcher.
In the right center field, this one might fall in. Justice gets to it though, makes the catch. Tagging at third is Benjamin. He'll score. Nice running grab by David Justice. Sac fly for Lewis. He drives in his second run of the night to make it a 9-4 ball game.
Nice catch by David, and that was kind of fun. You know, you don't have any chance at all to throw out the runner at home plate, so you just do a little whirling dervish, let it rip.
2 gone, base is empty. A run in. Here's Royce Clayton, homered his last time up. Fouls off this one, 0-1. He's also struck out and grounded out to short. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Steve's due up third next inning. Do you pinch hit for him or you let him hit for himself?
Hey, the way he's been swinging the bat lately, it might just go ahead and let him hit for himself. Save your pinch hitters for later in case you need them. But I'm sure if this is his last inning, Bobby will use somebody off the bench.
Good curve.
1-2 the count. 9 runs, 13 hits for the Braves. 4 runs, 6 hits for the Giants. Final game in this series tomorrow night with Kent Mercker facing Terry Mulholland. 2-2. Breaking ball, still 2-2 on Royce Clayton.
Royce Clayton has rebounded pretty well after getting struck in the helmet with a vicious pitch. I believe it was in Houston where that happened. I'm not sure if that's exactly right, but he got nailed, had to be taken to the hospital, and came back and played the next day.
Still 2-2.
And I believe he also had another glancing blow up his helmet within the last week, but he says he will not be intimidated. He said, it's my career that's on the line here in terms of going into the box, and that's the way a lot of hitters feel. If they feel like they have to go to the plate scared, they're never going to succeed.
Right back to the pitcher. Avery flips to McGriff, and that'll do it for the Giants in the 7th. They pick up another run. Nobody left. We go to the bottom half. Now it's 9-4 Atlanta. (9-4) Atlanta as we go to the bottom half of inning 7. Charlie O'Brien, Rafael Belliard, and then Steve Avery's spot due up for the Braves. So O'Brien tonight hit by a pitch. He's lined out and fouled out 0 for 2. Fouls back Bautista, his first pitch, 0-1. We'll have the answer to our Aflac trivia question right after Charlie hits.
That was a tough one. And you wrote down the right answer.
Is that the right answer?
Right away. I don't know how winked at you, so I just assumed that was right.
I've got a guess here. We'll see if it's right. Here's the 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bautista came on in the 3rd for Mark Portugal, who didn't have it tonight, giving up 7 runs in the 2 innings plus that he worked. A ball and 2 strikes on O'Brien. Two and 2.
Bautista's done a pretty good job, but he's taking one for the bullpen tonight. He's trying to give Dusty Baker some innings so that he doesn't exhaust everybody.
That's all for O'Brien. He's out of there on strikes.
All right, let's go to the answer to our Aflac trivia question. Since 1915, only one American League pitcher has had more than 10 shutouts in one season. It was in 1964, and a guy also won the Cy Young Award that year for the California Angels, Dean Chance. He was 20-9 that year, an ERA of 1.65, 15 complete games, and 11 shutouts.
Woo, pretty good year. Probably got about a $5,000 raise back then. 1 ball, no strikes on Rafael Belliard. Belliard having another good night. 2 singles and 3 at bats.
Get out of here.
Robbie Thompson in shallow right center. 2 down.
I thought for a minute.
2 men gone now. Dwight Smith will pinch hit for Steve Avery. So Avery's night is over. He works 7 innings, allows 4 runs, 6 hits. He walked 2. And struck out 1. You see Smith's numbers on the year: 262, 2 homers, 9 RBIs, 7 for 33 as a pinch hitter. 0-1 the count.
You know, Pete, when he was going good as a pinch hitter, also coincided with some at-bats filling in for David Justice in right field. He was able to stay sharp by getting 3 or 4 at-bats in 1 or 2 games during the course of a week. And since then, since David's been playing every day, and with Klesko coming on too, his at-bats have all had to come pinch hitting, and he's struggled a little bit.
Yeah, he's over for his last 17. I don't know as though we've mentioned this much, but he has a shoulder injury very similar to the one that David Justice had earlier in the year. Two and 2 the count. He says as long as he's used mainly this way as a pinch hitter, it's fine. But if he had to go out and play the outfield, he said he didn't know if he'd be able to even throw the ball as far back to the infield. His arm really bothered by that ailing shoulder. Here's the 2-2, and there's a ground ball fouled on the right side.
June 1st, he was hitting .372. But another example. And even though Dwight's a good hitter, how tough it is, no matter how good a pinch hitter you are, how tough it is to come off the bench on a consistent basis and deliver.
Another 2-2 pitch on the way from Bautista, and it's taken low, 3-2. Hey, one thing Dwight's very good at is working the count as a pinch hitter, seeing a few pitches. Seems like he always has a count of 3-1, 2-2, 3-2. Here's the 3-2 on the way, and he's out of there. Bautista records his second strikeout, and he's now retired. 7 straight. We go to the 8th inning. 9-4 Atlanta.
Eighth inning in time for the Delta scoreboard. Boy, they're getting some pitching tonight at Houston. They're playing a doubleheader. They went 17 innings in game 1. It's now scoreless in game 2 through 3.5 innings. Houston finally came out a winner in game 1. L.A. has scored 7 runs in the 4th and 5th inning to lead that ball game. Chicago and Philadelphia going at it. The Cubbies trying to help the Braves out some more. Pittsburgh with a lead over New York. Colorado over Montreal. St. Louis has a 3-spot in the bottom of the 3rd against Florida. In the American League, a doubleheader at Oakland. Oakland bouncing back to try to win game 2. Cleveland over Seattle. Baltimore leading Chicago in the 6th inning. Detroit trailing the Royals by 3. Boston with an early lead over Minnesota. Texas leading the Yanks. The other game will get underway shortly.
We go to the 8th inning. New pitcher for Atlanta is Greg McMichael, replacing Steve Avery, and he's facing Barry Bonds to lead off. Bonds tonight 1 for 3, had a single back in the 1st inning. Takes a strike. Now the 0-1 delivery. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I know Skip and Don mentioned that first game at Oakland when Toronto and Oakland had a couple of bench clearing incidents. Some head hunting going on from pitchers hitting guys in the head. David Cohn hit Mark McGuire in the head.
Sharply hit right at McGriff. McMichael there to cover. 1 down.
Nice play by Fred, but Greg McMichael had to turn on the jets to get over there and beat Barry Bonds. But he won the foot race.
Now Mark Carrion. Carrion 1 for 3, singled in the 6th inning.
Ultimately, Joe Carter for the Blue Jays also was beamed, but he came back after getting hit in the head in the 7th inning and hit a 3-run homer in the 9th. First game of the doubleheader at Oakland.
And the bad blood apparently even carried into game 2. Carney Lansford taking the lineup card out to the umpires for the 2nd game of the doubleheader. He got tossed. Probably picked up the argument from some of the problems they had in game 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Carrion. 9-4 Atlanta. Braves scored runs in each of the first 5 innings tonight. Low and away, and the count 2-1. The Braves tonight, RBIs from David Justice is driven in 3. Steve Avery is driven in 2. Chipper Jones 2. And Blauser and Plesko 1 each. All the Giant RBIs, the top of the order. Darren Lewis is driven in 2. Royce Clayton's driven in 2. High in the air to shallow right field. Justice crosses now to foul territory. Makes the catch. 2 down. And that'll bring up Glenn Allen Hill, who's 0 for 3 tonight after picking up 3 hits in the first game of this series.
Pete, you mentioned earlier when a hitter knows he's got a chance for a triple or for hitting for the cycle. And do you think about that? I think you do, and you certainly want to have it because it's so rare. But it's funny what happens when it goes through your mind after you make contact. When you start running the bases, the only thought is getting as far as you can. It's funny how when you see a ball go in the gap, how already in your head you've got it projected to be at least a double or a triple, and then your instincts take over.
Here's the 0-1. Nothing in 2.
You've done that so many times, or in my case once or twice. You just have to remember how to make that left turn.
Here's the 0-2 now to Hill. That takes care of Glenn Allen Hill. A 1-2-3 inning for Greg McMichael. He records his first strikeout. Bottom half of the 8th inning coming up. Braves still up by 5. We go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Top of the order for Atlanta, Marquise Grissom, 1 for 4. Facing Bautista. It's an unusual relief appearance for Jose Bautista. It's very rare anymore with relief pitchers to see a relief pitcher pitch as many innings as Bautista has tonight. He came on with nobody out in the 3rd. So he's in his 6th inning of relief. The only time we ever see anything like that anymore is when you have one of those 18 or 19 inning marathons.
That's true. Or once in a while you might run into a deal where a starter gets hurt in the 1st inning.
Right.
Either with a line drive or arm trouble. The guy comes in and gives you a long relief effort. And usually that's a guy like Bautista who had maybe just come out of the rotation.
2-1 the count. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Grissom. That's high. 3-1. Well, Dusty Baker had to use some relief pitchers yesterday, 4 of them. from the 6th inning on. And he has to be thinking about tomorrow, too. Terry Mulholland pitching tomorrow night. Mulholland's had some ineffective starts with the bullpens coming to play early. So Bautista doing a yeoman job for Dusty Baker tonight. Grissom retired short to first.
And don't forget that he's shorthanded down there tonight, too, with Burba hurt.
That's right. Burba, by the way, is all right. There were no fractures revealed by the x-rays. He got hit in the hand by a line drive last night. There are no fractures. The hand a little bit swollen today. He'll be okay, but probably not this weekend. Probably won't be able to pitch this weekend.
He was lucky.
He was.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, fortunate that it hit his hand and not in the face.
Blauser tonight, a couple of hits. Drove in his 20th run of the year with a single back in the 5th. That ball hit deep to left field. Bonds going back on the track. He's got it. 2 down.
Boy, did that ball jump off of Jeff's bat. Seemed to die when it got out there, but a good swing by Blauser nonetheless.
9 straight retired now by Bautista, and the batter will be Chipper Jones.
High pitch was the reason why he leveled off on it, and that's why it looked like it was going a little farther than it did.
Chipper Jones tonight, a 2-run homer in the 1st inning to get the Braves started. He's 1 for 4. Takes one low and inside, ball 1. Well, to show you that we've got Braves fans all over North America, we got a note today. Going to send along get well wishes to Steve Tucarol, who's watching in the northernmost city in the United States, North Pole, Alaska.
Wow.
2-0 the count on Chipper Jones. Line into right field, base hit for Jones. And that's a 14-hit night now for Atlanta.
Chipper's hands are so good even when he gets fooled on a pitch. If he gets out front, watch how he uses his hands and wrists here. He just flips the bat out there to get that pitch out away from him. Maybe taking the ball to the opposite field works better, but with his hands and wrists, even a pitch away from him it's possible to pull it for him. It's incredible how quick he is.
Fred McGriff 1 for 3 tonight. He has scored a couple of runs. His hit a leadoff single back in the 3rd when the Braves scored 3 of their 9. And the count 1 ball 1 strike.
Remember, the Braves beat up on the Giants in the first game of the season. I think they scored 12 runs opening day, and they now have 48 hits in 4 games against the Giants this year.
Here's the 1-1. Inside corner, it's 1-2.
That adds up to 35 runs so far also.
2 men out, Chipper Jones at first. Here's the 1-2, and it's high. 2-2.
You ever seen anybody play Fred McGriff in right field as shallow as Glenn Allen Hill is playing him?
He's not very deep, is he? Here's the 2-2. Full count, 3-2.
Hill must figure if it hits it over my head, it's going to be out of the ballpark anyway.
Now he's deepening up. He must have heard you. He's deepening up a lot.
He's got a transistor out there, I think.
Here's the 3-2 in the way, and that's it for McGriff. Bautista strikes him out. 3rd strikeout of the game for Jose Bautista. We go to the 9th inning, and the Braves lead it 9-4.
I've stopped playing baseball now, but my son Reed just signed a pro contract. Sometimes we go over his game, and if he asks, I tell him what I know. Like when your muscles get sore, take Advil. Just a couple are strong, fast, and work for me. And Advil's gentle on my stomach.
If it'll work on these old muscles, then I know it'll work on mine.
Nothing's been proven to last longer than Advil. Advanced medicine for pain.
Good morning.
Wake up! Wake up!
Coffee?
Wake up and watch the movie. This is your TBS Sunday morning wake-up call.
Yeah. Good morning, baby.
Hello? There's some presents.
Wake up.
Open your heart and your mind.
It will lift up your spirits. Poltergeist 2. Sunday morning movie, Poltergeist 2. This Sunday at 10:35 Eastern. Wake up to TBS.
We go to the top half of the ninth inning. We've got a sellout here at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium tonight. 49,056, the official tally. And they have seen the Braves get on the board early and build up a big lead and hang on here. It's 9-4, ninth inning. Robbie Thompson leads it off against Greg McMichael. Thompson 0 for 2 with a walk. Grounded toward the left side. Chipper Jones cuts it off, throws to first in time, and this continues a streak for Greg McMichael. Pretty impressive if you're a relief pitcher, and it's something that every manager wants out of a relief pitcher. He has not yet this year walked the leadoff batter in an inning.
And that's so crucial for a guy coming into the situations he generally comes into. Normally inheriting runners, trying not to compound a problem, and he certainly has done that by not walking too many guys this year. Period. Not just the first guy, but anybody.
There's Kurt Manwaring 0 for 3. 1 ball, no strikes. Two hopper to short. Blauser on the McGriff, 2 down. And the Braves are 1 out away now from their 8th consecutive win.
It's kind of funny. To me, McMichael is a ground ball pitcher because of his changeup and the movement on his fastball. Yet he doesn't throw any double plays when he usually, in fact, none this year, Hal tells me, when he comes in with guys on base. But when he's pitching with nobody on base, it seems like that's all he gets is ground balls.
2 outs in the 9th. Mike Benjamin, the hitter, doubled his last time up. He's 1 for 3. McMichael delivers. 1 ball, no strikes. It's even, 1-1. The 1-1 on the way. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the 9th.
They're also in the 9th in Philadelphia.
And the Cubs still lead the Phillies 3-1. Phillies batting in the bottom of the 9th on that one. If that score stays the same and the Braves can get the final out here, there'll be 3 games up in the East. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's it. 8 in a row for Atlanta. Final score, Braves 9, Giants 4.
And they scored early and they scored often, and one of the keys to the offense tonight, our AutoZone player of the game, David Justice, 3 for 4, a double, a homer, and a single. He had 3 RBIs. He now has 10 home runs on the year. Congratulations to David, our AutoZone player of the game, and the Braves have won 8 in a row. Back to wrap it up right after this.